The cases are increasing around the world, but we also do know that relatively the cases will likely increase a little more than we have presently in our country, Ghana. Well, in the middle of all this discussion, we do know that there are a lot of young people, I mean children, who have been asked to stay home because schools are closed. In doing that, we've also, because of the attendant-related issues of technology, equip them with learning tools, which are either smartphones, tablets, laptops, etc. These children, indeed have access to the internet. What sort of information is flying or is being put on those platforms that they belong to, where they access, etc. And that is why we wanted also to look at this conversation related to the coronavirus spread and the do's and don'ts that we need to adhere to. We decided to bring a regular on the show, Awo Aidam. Child Online Africa is her charity or her NGO. They're also a think tank. They do great work in trying to undertake research, etc. And Awo is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Roy.
Yeah, to tell us more about what we need to know, the cautions that parents, guardians, and the communities need to be aware of in guiding young people while they surf the internet. They get access to a lot of information, etc. Now, what have you observed so far seem to be the general information and the way they've been flowing on this pandemic to various platforms, not necessarily only targeted at children?
Thank you for the opportunity. I think it's been crazy. That's how I describe it, because some of the information that is shared seems to be too alarming. And that is the purpose of whoever started it to do. And in the midst of all of this, there are bad people out there who are trying all they can to fish on people's data and all of that. So funny websites are being created. And then they ask you, you have to check the updates or tests or whatever. And people are falling for all manner of things. So it's important we are conscious of the fact that data is key. Data is ruling the world now. So whatever you put your name or your phone number into has a potential of exposing you to other people. So that vulnerability has to be taken into consideration. So even as we try to look for information for our children to use for their learning times and everything, we still need to be mindful of which sites we go to. Some of the sites have viruses attached to them.
Oh, really?
So it's important we get going with things. And again, some of the sites may seem good in our eyes, but they are always not the safe site. So it's important every site you get to, you look for the address to start with HTTPS. If there is no S, it means it's not secure.
HTTPS?
Yes, there should be an S at the end of the HTTP. Before
it's secure.
Yes, that means the URL is secure. So that is when you can feel free to put in the information. But then, as an organization that work in the area of safety for children, we did a broadcast on Monday. Just when we heard about the ban on schools, we built a dossier of some resources that parents could use for their children to learn from. So we gave out some of those links. But then, interestingly enough, you know, Vodafone has a free zero-rated site where children can learn all subjects, maths, English, science, and everything. So we put out that one as well. I don't know if I'm permitted to let that out now. Yeah, so that site is instantschools.com.
Instantschools.
Yes, .vodafone.com.gh.
Okay.
So it is Vodafone. So it is HTTPS .instantschools.vodafone.com.gh. So even if you just Google instantschools.vodafone.com.gh, you have the link.
Google.
That's right. If you are a Vodafone subscriber, you can use that for free.
Okay.
Yes, it's zero rated, so you are not charged for data. You have your maths, English, science, everything on that site, and a couple of other sites that we've put forward.
I haven't done the observation in terms of the inflow of information. How would you classify them? Are they purposely intended to target children, or could they be purposely intended to target other demographics?
In terms of the information we have put forward, they are intended for children. So we put, you know, the other one I was talking about, there was an information shared about 20 or 25 sites. Those sites, all of them have the interface to look childish or look child-friendly, but then behind the scenes, they are not for children.
Now, I would want then to add or ask, I know that there are pedophiles, people who have various intentions of luring children on the internet, etc. Do they deliberately take advantage of such crisis situations and then spread their agenda?
Of course, that's what they do. And my personal experience, 2 days ago, there was this link to my Bible, my Holy Bible, the online version. And then I saw that, okay, Rebecca had sent you a hi. You click on Rebecca had sent you a hi, and then there you see a nude body. So predators take advantage of this kind of situation, and knowing very well that parents and guardians are desperate to finding information on what to do, they just take advantage of the situation. So we would now have to be extra smart in doing that. And again, I would also want to advise parents, if you are giving an Android device for a child, for instance, get to Play Store of the device, look on the left corner, click on that, the strokes, the strokes side, and then
you find 3 or 4 strokes. Exactly. It depends on the phone.
Yeah, 3 or 5 strokes. Yeah, you click on that. There's parental settings or parental control. So you click on that, and then you activate the various parental control system. It helps you protect your child from accessing other inappropriate sites which are already in the system and has been.
And if you're talking about site, you mean apps, especially?
Yes.
Applications.
Yes. Usually they use the Play Store in getting those things.
Because that's where the applications
exactly.
are.
So
that is for Android. And
Android.
iOS.
And then for iOS 12 or so, they also have the settings, parental control settings. So when you get to settings, you go through the process, and then you'll be able to do that. The same will apply to iPad as well. But for Chromebook, which is also Google, you can download the Google Family Link.
Google Family
Links. So it enables the child protection, child parental control settings for you to allow your children to use safely for now.
To be activated?
Yes.
Okay.
So that Google Family Link is an app. So once you download it on your device, it gives you the option so you know how much time your child spends online. If you are allocating 2 hours or 3 hours in a day, that will be set up by the system.
Well, we don't intend to make this conversation very long so that people can get what the guidelines are. Usually, what would you advise to be the best time that parents need to give or allow their children to access their devices? Because I'm asking this, no, I mean the time, because I'm asking this because the parents are not home. They may be at work, even though the Westerners or the Western or the developed countries where we've had these infections say parents or workers should work at home or work from home. We are not doing that yet. We've now just got into the number of cases that we have. So it means the Ghanaian parents is not home. So when should they be strict and say, I want this device to be given to you at this point in time, etc.?
Okay. So I would want to recommend that, even though I'm conscious of what to say now, my children are home and I'm home with them. Some of us are able to set even systems in place so you can monitor what your child is doing at what time. And so like the family links, Google Family Links I spoke about, if you want your children to just use the platform just when you are home, So from the time you finish setting breakfast and everything, by the time you leave home at, let's say, 8 o'clock, your children might have been using the device at that times. But then when you know that you can probably dash home quickly for them in the afternoon, you might want to do that, because it still doesn't have to be without supervision. Alternatively, you might want to get a brother or a sister to come and just keep an eye on them. Once they are not left to be on their own, chances are that they will exercise restraint in straying into inappropriate sites and everything. But alternatively, if you want to still be the one to supervise that, maybe you might want to come home and hold yourself together, not to express that tiredness, engage these children, because you know, Roland, some of these children are psychologically traumatized. That's what I saw with my children.
I don't get you.
You know, my boys were, my boys retired to bed at 8:30. Yes, every day. And in anticipation to waking up at 5. Sometimes they choose to wake up at 4, prepare for school the next day. In this regard, Sunday evening, everybody went to bed. Uniform ironed, prepared and everything. We're going to school next week. And then they woke up and then I said to him, no, there's a ban on schooling. But our school, why should the president do that? No, our headmistress is the one in charge, so.
Yeah, very interesting there. But the children are home and we need to get them busy with the right kind of materials. That's why you have to keep an eye on them. We will be telling you in the course of this week sites and places where you can engage your children.